Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Okay, we will do quick recap of the architecture of the Angular. This is a basic architecture. Okay, so first of all, when we do or npm start, so it will trigger the okay. When we do npm start, it will trigger this. It will load these packages AngularJS, then it will come to main.ts. Before triggering all these, in when we do ngSR, it will go to packet.json. Then after it will load index.html. In the browser, it will load play index.html. Index.html. Okay, this is the only single page. Okay, this is the only single page. So okay, this is the only single page. So this main.ts will always serve the pages to index.html. Okay, every time if there are 10 components, 10 pages are components. For example, like example, home page, dashboard page, okay, news page, events. So there are multiple pages will be there for any application. So every time this main.ts will serve this with, when we click on this particular page, it will serve with a new page every time, and it will replace and again new page. It will replace again new page. So every time it is preloaded, the pages will be preloaded onto the browser for the single page. So this is the only single page will be act as a single page application. Okay, this may not is from will go to main.ts will fetch the data from app module. App module will fetch the data from app component. From app component, whatever you write in app component, that will be displayed in the index.html. Now we will understand the variable declarations in Angular and communication between this component and HTML component. For example, this is a index.html, for example. Okay. For index.html, main.ts will serve everything to this index.html. Main.ts, okay. In main.ts, there will be app component, app module. Okay. Then after app component, up to here, everything this is standard one. This is system defined. Okay. Then after, if you create multiple components, there may be multiple components or multiple modules. So here any module. This is one module. Module 2. Module 3. So single module consists of multiple components. Component 1, component 2, component 3. Therefore, component. Okay. App component and main.ts will get communicated. App component and module.ts will be communicated. Okay. So this app component is a main component. So this will communicate with all of these modules. Okay. Okay. And the module, there is no for them there is a direct connection. So app component will directly connect with modules, but if this one module will not able to directly communicate with another module, so for that one we need to give settings. So there is no communication between these two modules. There is no communication between these two modules. Okay. So if you want to give the communication, we need to configure a few things. Services will come. Okay. There is a communication between. There is no communication between these two components. So if you want to give the communication, we can give parent child or child to parent type of communication. Is that clear?
Yeah, it is clear.
If anything is not clear, stop me in the middle. So because this is the architecture we follow.
Yeah.
This is only the main thing in the Angular. Everybody can code anything. You can get the code easily on the Google. But if you know the standard architecture, so we can develop our application with the standard way. So we can understand how the flow is. For example, if this module is not working, these two modules will work. So and error will show. In this third module, there is error. So directly I can jump directly here and I can fix this one. If there is anything other, like if there is developer is not available, but application is running on the server, there is a issue on this module 3, but these two models will run. This will not run. If you want to develop, the developer can easily access this to this particular module and he can easily develop. Because of that one, there is no connection. If you give the connection also, then these two modules, if there is a communication or connection between these two modules, only these two modules will get affected if there is any issue. Okay, this is a developer friendly. Instead of writing everything in a single page, like if you develop any application in Angular, like HTML, so we will write all the code in the HTML and .html we do, and we host this application PHP or .NET or Java, all these technologies. There will be the only there will be they create multiple pages every time they will load this page to create a dashboard. They will create it for the dashboard page. They will create news page. They will create event page. Every time the browser will have the button of loading this entire page every time. But here in Angular, there will be only one page act as main page like index.html. Every time it will not refresh the page. Every time it will add the new page to this existing page. That is the difference. It will not load entire browser. Every time if you request to the browser, if the browser will every time refresh with a huge application, it will render very slowly. Okay. By default, there is one module and one component will be there by default. In future, if you want to create anything, I want to create login page. This is a login module. Okay, username and password will be there. Then after login, I will create the dashboard module. Okay. Then after dashboard, I will create event module. In dashboard, I will show charts, for example. And there is a list of details. Two components, component one, component. In event model, I will show multiple sectors like book tickets. Okay. Book tickets for films, for example, for events, for any events, or etc. Other things. So Angular consists of only one module by default, and that module consists of one component by default. Then after we need to create modules, and any module consists of multiple components. Single module consists of multiple components. Component is also component. To give the communication between one module to another module, we use services. Okay. To give the communication between component to component, we give parent parent to child relation or child to parent. Parent way of communication. This will go. Before that one, we understand the communication between TS and HTML. Okay. Okay. After main.ts, it will come to app model, right? So how main.ts is triggering? Go to main.ts. Main.ts is bootstrap model. So here what it is telling, platform from platform browser dynamic. Okay, when we run this, so we are getting polyfills, styles, runtime.js, and main.js, right? So it will check this compatibility of browser compatibility. It will load our version in the browser and every CSS in the browser, and everything will be installed in the browser when we run this ng server. When we do ng serve, so all our application is loaded here. You can check here. This is main.ts. These are all polyfills, runtime. Okay. This is index.html. HTML page. Are you getting? So by default, when we run any application in PM start, our browser will directly install with these configurations, all the configurations. This whatever we write in our local machine in Visual Code, whatever our project, entire project will be loaded on the browser. Okay. So every time when a user click on different pages, directly it will serve to this from main.ts, it will serve to this page. Okay. Previously, in previous application, there are 100 pages, for example, 10 pages. Every time it will get from the server application. So every time it will refresh, it will take time and it will come. Every time new page will get communicated. Here, our entire application will be loaded in the browser console. So every time when we click on any navigation, fetch, and it will give you the response in the HTML file. Okay, this platform browser dynamic bootstrap module. It will bootstrap, like it will kickstart the, like how we start the car. It will start the app module directly. So if there is any error, it will throw this error. So app module, then it will go to app module. Here app module is consists of all the configurations. example, class A. A class is a imagination. Uh, it is a user-defined reference type data type. Physically, it don't have anything until we create the object. So I write here the code, entire code. There is no use unless until I create the HTML. Right? This is a structure that this HTML is the object for your understanding. Okay. And there is a class A. So in class A, we class consists of methods, variables, methods. Okay, variables and methods. Class consists of, or methods are functions. So a class can communicate between another class also. Class B. This concept is called inheritance. So whatever is the in class A, for example, I have like have two methods. For example, two methods. Method one, method two. In class B, I have only method three. So I want in class B, I want method one or method two. So if I inherit this one, so I will get when I access this class B, when I access this class B, when I access this class B, so I can able to get M1, M2 and M3. So what I'm writing the code one time only. I'm reusing this code, right? Instead of writing, you can also write here M1 or M2. So instead of writing, I'm reusing this existing code. All this comes under inheritance. So one class can inherit to another classes. But in Angular, we give as export the class is empty. So exporting. So I am telling you can inherit this entire module in another class. I am telling this Angular application that you can export this. What you can write anything inside of this flower brackets, and you can export to another modules. Okay. Now come to here. Like app model consists of ng module. App model consists of ng module. Ng module. So ng module consists of declarations, and imports, and providers, and bootstrap. Okay. So declarations are nothing but the components we create. For example, event component, news component. Okay. Dashboard component, account component. So there are 4 pages. So if I declare these all 4 components in the declaration, so when we run the browser, initially these components will be loaded in this browser here. In the browser, it will load. So this app component will be there. Okay. Initially it will load this app component whatever we write. This is the array image, so there can be multiple components will be available. So initially it will load all the components, multiple components. So this is a declaration. Then after imports, so I am importing browser module. It means so if there is any browser compatibility, like now latest browser should understand my Angular application, the code which I have written, it should be understood by the web browser. So for that one, by default, Angular is installed with the browser module. Then after app root module. So if there is any communication between one module to another module or one component to another component, pages should be navigator. So at that time we use app routing module. So if you want to use this app routing, if you want to use routing in our application, so we need to import that routing module in the app module.ts. Then after providers nothing but if I want to communicate between, okay, if I want, okay, providers. If I want to give communication between one module to another module, or I should communicate with the another APIs, everything. For these providers, we will give in providers we write the services. We need to install the services. Okay. Then after this bootstrap will kickstart the Angular app component. Okay, this is about app module.ts. Then after we go to app component.ts. Okay. Uh, app component consists of app component will consist of iterated component module. This is a directive, component directive. Okay. Whatever we write iterated component or iterated ng module. Sorry. Okay. ng module, ng component, these are comes under directives. We will understand further like what are directives. As of now, just remember they are the directives. Okay. This component consists of selector, app root, and HTML and CSS. Okay. Whatever we write all our CSS, whatever you learned till now, CSS and HTML, we write every CSS belongs to that particular page. We write in this particular URL here. We write all our CSS here only, and we write all our HTML code in app component.html. For every component, there will be TS file, spec.ts file, CSS file, and HTML file for every component. If you create any component, in future now we will create this component, modules and components. And modules and components also same structure will be there. component will declare with app root, HTML, and CSS.